Hi, everyone. So today we're going to be speaking about oracles and their significance, as well as how we can overcome the limitations created by smart contracts using oracles and the effect that that can have, the positive effect that can have on our industry. Um, the first thing I think it's useful to understand is the problem we're dealing with. The fundamental problem here is that smart contracts and blockchains can't connect to external systems. This means that the security model they have limits them while providing all those great guarantees we care about in terms of their transparency, reliability, and high amount of trust. This limitation basically means that we can't access important pieces of data, such as market events and other events that we would run a Reddit contract about. This limitation, in my opinion, is what keeps our space in token land. So tokenization is the core use case of blockchains right now, and then the trading of tokens and the movement of tokens, and sometimes the voting either with tokens or on certain things related to the tokens. Now that's not an issue. It's a very good thing, and I think it's seeded our ecosystem with a lot of value that people can then use to use DeFi products and do other great things. But I think our ecosystem really has, and our technology has a lot more it can do, and it can go beyond tokenization to do something truly more valuable. And I think what it would do is it would actually grow the entire pie such that there would actually be more need for tokenization, but you would have contracts, from the derivatives industry, the insurance industry, the trade finance industry being put on a blockchain and being run much more effectively there, and leading those industries to eventually migrate all of their contracts onto the smart contract infrastructure that we're all building. And this is really the future that I think a lot of folks and folks in our space are working towards. This is the type of shift I've seen before. I've seen this shift twice now. You went from programmable money using Bitcoin multisig as its only, a feature addition to moving the Bitcoin around, to these protocol contracts where the contract was in the protocol itself. Then you went to a world where you could write the contracts. This is what Ethereum is very credited, very well respected for. And the truth is they moved the space into an entirely new version of what it could do. The limitation is that what it can do right now is really generate primarily tokens and a few other smart contract things related to tokens. And there's another shift that we really want to make towards all these real world contracts based on market events, based on insurance events, and all those events. I think that DeFi is really what this is. It's an initial beginning of this trajectory where you have people like Synthetix, Aave, BZX, Nexus Mutual creating decentralized financial derivatives, lending, various insurance products, and these products are getting attention because they're superior in certain forms. But I think there's much farther to go. I think the limitations we need to overcome is we need to first understand that all of these contracts I just showed you are actually built using external systems. So they all need market prices. They all need some kind of data to prove that the contract should go to the next state. And this is the body of work that we're involved in. We're involved in how do you take smart contracts beyond tokenization and into a world where they can interact with any external system, whether that's an enterprise system, a piece of data, or a payment system. And that evolution is very important because it'll, I think, come to redefine our space. Is to look at what is the use case for randomness. A very common use case is blockchain gaming. So after DeFi, blockchain gaming is probably the largest use case for blockchains right now. Blockchain gaming basically depends on users going to a smart contract that guarantees that the user will be fairly treated. And whatever manipulation happens in a centralized version of that same game can't occur with the user. So for example, the creator of the contract can't manipulate money away from users that deserve to get it according to the contract's conditions. Or if there's some kind of digital good generated by the contract creator can't simply take it away from a user, right? So the guarantees of blockchain gaming are very well suited for users that want to interact with the contract that needs to assure the user that they won't for lack of a better word be gamed themselves, so they won't have funds stolen from them. Now, some of the most common, or maybe even the most common design pattern in blockchain gaming is the use of randomness. So randomness often generates payouts to users in cryptocurrency which they previously deposited, or it generates digital goods, or any other number of events that basically blockchain games rely on. So even in the initial version of blockchain gaming, you can see that it essentially, the contract, much like DeFi contracts, consists of two parts. It consists of the contract and the conditions of the game, and then it often consists of an input, which is the majority of the time randomness. Now, the design patterns that we see in gaming so far, blockchain gaming so far, sometimes don't deliver on the full potential and end-to-end security that DeFi is now seeking to deliver to its users through the use of highly reliable oracles. One of the dynamics that I think it's worth mentioning, that in certain scenarios, the creator of the blockchain game also runs the random number generation service. So on the one hand, the smart contract and the conditions of the game and possibly the ownership of digital goods is on a blockchain and therefore not gameable. But the random number generation that determines the amount or the value or the relationship between that contract and the user and the cryptocurrency they put into that contract is controlled by the game's creator. Now, this leads to not the certainty, but the unfortunate possibility that there is a chance that the game's creator could have the same problems, either by having his service compromised by an adversary or by compromising it themselves, or whatever collection of problems that might occur. You are once again sitting relatively close to centralized games where one of the key inputs is still in the control of the operator. And this is the core issue, that providing a verifiable source of randomness that can't be gamed and that is outside the control of any interested party, such as a player or even the creator of the game, provides an additional set of guarantees to users. Now,
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe. If you do like what you're listening to, please inform your friends and family. It's a very imperative time we get back to understanding finances and learning how the world really works. Because once we learn how the world really works, we understand everything is planned. The game is rigged. Now, I want to thank those who've purchased the book, Crypto Teacher NWO book. Also, those who donated to the Cash App and Patreon. Guys, we're going to get into Bitcoin first. Now, of course, Bitcoin right now is steady. We also have a bot for the next couple of days. After those couple of days, guys, we're definitely going to be heading up. So basically, it may start Wednesday that we start heading up. Now, and I'm going to show you the reason why. Now, of course, the Fed repo market, something that I can be honest with you, I haven't been touching close bases with for about 3 weeks. So when I go back in there, they have $4 trillion sitting in there that they have just waiting to pump the market. So guys, remember I told you that Bitcoin and S&P is moving right along with each other. So we know what's about to happen. $4 trillion. Oh my gracious. And then plus, a couple of these are outdated. They normally do it anywhere between 15 to 30 days. A couple of these will stretch all the way to 84 days, guys. So it's definitely a plan in place, guys. We just have to keep our eyes on it and stay focused. But the repo market, not only do they have that $4 trillion, but they're still doing little repos on a daily basis, guys. So if they can print this money, they can give us all $1 million, and we clearly know that. Now, just touching bases on the videos with Sergey over Chainlink. Guys, Chainlink is basically going to bring Ethereum to life. That's all it's going to do. Especially when you hear about the gaming, everything is going to be a smart contract deed. So I've already been over this even way before this consensus that we have, and it's a good thing to go on YouTube and look at the videos. It's good, but especially if you caught it live, because you could ask questions and they'll answer them, all that good stuff. But Chainlink is definitely going to bring the smart contracts to life. We clearly know that everything is going to be on a smart contract. Just like I said, all your deeds, your merges, all that stuff is going to be there. And I wish I had that. I wish I played that old video. This was back, I think, like in 2015 or 14. Old video, but I couldn't find it. But that's all they were talking about was when Ethereum was first started, that everything would be on a smart contract, and we clearly see that coming into light. But guys, we also, just getting over to the markets, we also have the Fed buying corporate ETFs. Clearly, they have $4 trillion. They can do that. We have Ray Dalio, of course, they come with the half-truth. We have this monopoly money, so now they want to tell the truth. We always had monopoly money ever since the Federal Reserve came into existence. Now, of course, guys, we have housing purchases fall way deep. Now, just like I stated, guys, we're going to go through hyper deflation. Nobody's going to be buying those big purchases. Nobody's going to be going to these big colleges spending all this money. It's not going to happen. So the fact is that everything is going to, you're going to start seeing America. Everything is going to start heading down. Everything is going to be cheaper. Because, of course, by the end of the year, we'll be in another depression. It's going to be 10 times worse of what we saw. This was only for a few weeks, guys. So just imagine being in a depression for a year, 2 years. And the fact is, guys, we don't even have to go through it because, of course, they're printing money. So they can clearly print us out of this, but they just don't want to. They want us to have the mental mindset that we're in debt, which is no such thing as debt if you're able to print the money. But also, you had Trump saying that he was looking at giving Social Security benefits early at a lower cost. I don't know if y'all remember when Bush offered to, instead of giving you Social Security, you could take that money, invest in the stock market, and then the stock market went completely down, which everybody would have lost, and all their Social Security money would have been out the window. So, guys, you can't fall for the same tricks. Never can fall for the same tricks. So, basically, they also come out, Bernie Sanders and them come out with $2,000 a month for the universal basic income. We all know that's what these digital currencies are for. They're going to be able to airdrop everybody $2,000 each month. You're sitting, relaxing, but they have to sell people on it. So, but guys, that's all I have for you. Just want to do that quick video. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and WO book, the website, btcteacher.com. I'll be updating that soon. Also, if you're new to crypto, I have Binance, BitTrue, Coinbase. Also, don't forget about the stocks. Never ever bet against the banks, and we see why. Cobalt, chip stocks, gaming. Gaming is going to be huge, guys. I'm telling you. Gaming is going to be out of this world. It's going to be bigger than any NBA, NFL, anything you ever saw, because everybody can participate in that. And then plus, of course, with virtual reality, you'll be able to see the guy instead of the guys with the headsets on. They're talking with the headset. Now you're going to be able to see the guys, and it'd be like 16 people sitting there like they have the Zoom. So you can already see it all coming together with the virtual reality. And don't forget about the biotech stocks. Of course, they're still selling the C word. People sitting at home, the little Zoom companies. Just like I said, Verizon bought a company. I forgot the name of it. And then also, guys, everybody's sitting at home, not working, depression, anxiety. What do? They drink, they smoke weed. Don't forget about those stocks. And y'all have a wonderful day.